Okay, so postgraduate researchers are notorious for their ability to procrastinate. And if you are a PhD comics fan, you will know that the main characters in the series are all archetype procrastinators. So in this video, I want to start first by exonerating procrastination. If you procrastinate often, it doesn't mean that you're lazy and that you will never get around to doing the actual work. It just means that you are finding endless reasons to put it off. And in some cases, the time you use to put off your work, for example, by watching Netflix or browsing the news or doing endless housework, is actually valuable in that it enables low-grade thinking, that kind of background thinking that will help you be more productive once you get back into work. And this is a point that is supported by scientific research as well, so you don't have to take my word for it. Nevertheless, there comes a point where you really need to pin yourself down and to do some real work. So here is some advice on how you might make this process a little painless. I am going to talk about structuring your day in pomodoros, tackling social media and browsing disruptions, and tackling email disruptions. The Pomodoro technique has gained a lot of popularity with postgraduate researchers and academics in particular. Supposedly, this approach was born when one day an Italian student looked down across the table in their kitchen and noticed a tomato-shaped timer, or in other words, a pomodoro. And in order to get himself out of his work slum, he challenged himself to work solidly for 10 minutes using his Pomodoro timer. So that's exactly what the Pomodoro technique advocates. Intensive working sessions, usually 25 minutes long, followed by a short 5-minute break. You can adapt those timings to suit you best. So, for example, I find that 30-minute work blocks are rather short for me, and I prefer the 50 to 10 rule. So 50 minutes of intensive work followed by 10 minutes of recharge or possibly checking my emails, etc. The idea is that you structure your working day in pomodoros. So in the context of postgraduate research, this could mean 1 pomodoro for reading, 2 pomodoros for writing, 1 pomodoro for teaching admin work, 1 pomodoro for general admin work, 1 pomodoro for dealing with student queries, etc. Another thing that is worth considering if you find that your weakness is aimlessly browsing the internet is to use an application on your phone, computer, or both that either limits the total time that you spend on a particular website or blocks that website entirely. I can attest to this method actually working. So many years ago, I blocked Facebook on Google Chrome, which is my main browser, in an attempt to force me to open up a new browser to check social media and make this a lengthier process and hence a more mindful process of accessing my account. And funny enough, I then forgot the password to disable the blocking app, and so to date I'm still not able to access Facebook on Google Chrome, which isn't such a terrible thing. And on the slide you see some recommendations for applications that you can use on your phone or extensions that you can install on your laptop browser. For those of you that feel that your mailbox is your productivity nemesis, the best thing to do is to set yourself 2 and only 2 standard points during your day. For example, 1 in the morning and 1 in late afternoon when you will be checking and responding to emails. At all other times, try to be entirely logged out from your mailbox. If you find this method is too drastic or just doesn't work for you, at the very least you need to disable any notification sounds from emails landing in your inbox. Each of these notifications is a severe distraction. It's like a little voice alluring you to abandon your task in favor of tackling incoming email. So resist the urge, disable all sounds and notification, and try to find your focus.